On the 14th of September 2009, 57 experts from the public, private and academic sector gathered to explore the theme: how can producer organizations become full-fledged partners in innovative partnerships? Progresso Network and AgriProFocus members Solidaridad, KIT and Agriterra were responsible for the organization of the event held in Huis Frankendeel in Amsterdam. Edith Kroese from Progresso Network and Hedwig Bruggeman, AgriProFocus, welcomed all the participants and introduced the program. Then Roland Muradian from CIDIN and Agriterra held a presentation on trends in sustainable supply chain management and the implications for the future role of producer organizations and their development. Subsequently, Berthe Swenning from KIT discussed concepts related to partnerships. Berthe stated that if NGOs tend to focus on organizational strengthening and less on assisting the producer organizations, then they will become independent business partners.
For me, unusual business in the development sector is that producer organizations get their money from the bank and not from the NGOs or other assistance.
After the plenary session, the participants were organized into 7 working groups. Each group focused on a different topic, ranging from strategic partnerships in the coffee sector to one on climate change. Each group had a presenter who shared the history and the developments of the partnership they are engaged in, but focused on the problems and dilemmas they are facing.
Because actually our work is demand-driven. So the money is spent at sub-county level and the sub-counties have to decide what is going to be their extension theme. And when we started, 6 sub-counties in all the different sub-counties in Uganda had decided to make coffee their extension theme.
Unusual business is where you see actually the different actors in a coffee sector working together in a way which really brings cohesion and brings people to a point of saying, yes, this is a shared objective, a shared vision, something that we want to do together. And being prepared to invest their time, their effort, maybe their resources, not just in their own business, but actually for the broader good of the sector.
I believe that you have to start at the grassroots to get them to demand standards.
Yeah, but for enabling the members to help to hold the management accountable in the first have a good capacity.
Unusual business is working in strategic alliances or initiating strategic alliances.
I mean, they have to know what is accountability and they have to know what they have to check. Yeah, they have to know how to work with the numbers.
Maybe you can allow for a small proportion of this, but of course not when there is huge amounts of money floating around. In the coffee breakdown.
The participants contributed by thinking of solutions for the dilemma. Together with the presenter, they formulated a statement on innovative partnership. Amongst others, this resulted in the following statements. NGOs should also take risks in partnerships, something to gain and lose for each other and for each partner. The best way to finance climate adaptation for smallholders is through mitigation strategies like reforestation. Making farmers shareholders is a good way of creating an inclusive and transparent value chain. If politicians don't see the interests or benefits for themselves, the public-private partnership will not happen. Cultural traditions impede efforts to improve transparency and accountability. Partnerships are an expensive way to support a happy few. A self-sustainable cooperative is business-oriented. A strong government is a critical success factor for a successful cooperative. These statements were heavily discussed in a plenary session.
My experience is that when farmers have a share, they are more bound to feel responsible for their business or their cooperative.
So there are both, let's say, investment risks, also financial risks that you should or could take.
In many cases, not all farmers become shareholders. And when some farmers become shareholders and others don't, then you have a conflict of interest.
Is this the right way? Are there not other options besides shareholding? Are you not putting many risks on farmers more than on the social shareholders? I think critical success factors for producer organizations are threefold. They have to know what they are doing, what are the risks, the benefits. They have to stay member-based, and they have to make sure that they make money to become an equal partner of the private sector.
I think there's going to be a Boule effect, there's going to be a snowball effect. And once the thing is moving, it will gather its own momentum. So it's a short-term game for a longer-term thing because the sector members move in behind it and get the thing moving, I believe.
I suppose the criteria for success revolve around the extent to which people can start to be seen to be working together, and whether there is a greater level of cohesion and coordination amongst the different actors in the sector.
Because it is their money. Let's say support a cooperative model where it is just one model, one share. If some people can have a lot of shares and so have more influence, then it becomes very tricky, I think.
The main stakeholders should become more politically able and competent to play with the political agenda.
Where must the profit be made? In the trading company or in the with the farmer? You have this inherent conflict which you cannot resolve because where must the profit be made?
You're going to promote your business on costs of public funding. And then you compete with people, with businesses that do it from their own money. Now this is a quite unfair kind of commercial treat.
Is a risk. I mean, you're investing money, time, energy, and there's the chance that that's going to fail. I mean, if you're afraid of that failure, then you're never going to succeed as an NGO.
Fair trade is a very good example, has a huge amount of money available for commercial activities. And they claim a lot, but they can't substantiate it often. Now this will be also your problem at the long run. And that's not a way to doing business. Stay away from business. You're an NGO. Do your services.
I don't agree with you that you should stay away from markets because you will distort the market. You are distorting the market anyway.
Who thinks this is a good thing, good way to create inclusive and transparent value chains?
At the end of the plenary session, everyone agreed that this topic still needs a lot of research to gain more knowledge about when a partnership actually becomes strategic, how such a partnership should be built, and how trust between the different actors can be enabled. All the experts shared knowledge, discussed and learned interesting lessons on how to stimulate and facilitate successful strategic partnerships between producer organizations and all the other actors. These lessons are a true inspiration to change things in the right direction, with the help of unusual, innovative business practices.
And once the thing is moving, it will gather its own momentum. So it's a short